Hello, and welcome back. It has been a day. Sorry for the late start, but several things. I received a package, good thing. Did not come with the fuel source, which I didn't realize. And so I'm gonna have to source a fuel source. But regardless, why does it sound like, I don't know, it almost sounds like there's two of my voices. It's weird. But anyways, so yeah, that, and so I was kind of figuring that out for a bit when I got home, and then my light, my like little ring light type thing that I use to light up my face for face cam, it just doesn't work. I clicked the button and nothing happened. I don't know why, don't know how, but so then I had to source a temporary replacement light for today. I'm gonna have to order another one of those. There's two things I gotta order, but then, yeah, ridiculous stuff going on. But it's also, I'm not gonna lie, it's been several weeks since I last touched Final Fantasy XIV. So I did have to run an update for it, which didn't actually take too long. But then, like, my resolution settings were all off for some reason. I'm just gonna blame Nvidia for probably messing with my settings. But anyways, let's hop into it. Today, we're going to be doing a couple things. So this is apparently what I was up to last I was on, was leveling Bard here. Let's take a, why is there Hall of the Novice? What? Grants entrance to the Hall of the Novice and access to their regimen of training exercises designed to teach. I don't need that. It hasn't been that long. No. Get that out of here. Anyways, let me just take a look where we're at. So, yeah, I was working on Bard. Machinist is 60. Dancer, well, starts at 60. Blue Mage I got to 60. I need to get Black Mage to 60 and Bard to 60, and that would be it. Then I'll have base 60, which is nice. It's real nice. So, I should swap, I suppose, to... Where is... Ah, Viper's up at the top there. My Viper, who has that sick hat. Love it. Love this fit. And we're at 693 average item level. So cool. So cool. Alright, but today we're going to do the Christmas event, because I haven't done that, obviously. And then we will start up 7.1. Now, the Christmas thing, I think that starts in the Gridania again. They sure do like to put seasonal events in Gridania for some reason. Though they have been kind of switching it up a little bit lately. You know, occasionally going to Mordana or Liminza. But yeah. This is the place. Hello, Garanji. It's a spot of bother. This quest is available for a limited time only. Well, let's do it then.
Well now, if it isn't Genosia, happy Starlight, my friend, and what a pleasure it is to see you again. Now, I should like to catch up on your recent doings, but I'm afraid I'm rather overwhelmed with preparations at the moment. You see, this year we are hosting a new attraction in the form of a market called the Starlight Stalls. To that end, we have secured the kind cooperation of merchants and artisans across Gridania who will sell unique Starlight-themed wares.
Oh, but I did, however, get some new string of lights for the background there because those ones burnt out. These ones, if you've noticed a little flickering, that's part of the lights thing. They're like LEDs that have a little twinkling flicker effect because Christmas, I guess. But hey, they were cheaper than they would have been. They were on sale because, you know, it's almost Christmas. Who's buying Christmas lights? Almost Christmas. But yes. Arranged to call. So the lights of the stars are arranged to call to mind the stars above, and we are confident that grown-ups will enjoy the market as much as younglings. Or at least we would be if we can finish setting up the stalls. The work doesn't seem to be progressing, and we're unable to open the market as scheduled. Say, if you aren't otherwise occupied, might you be willing to assist me? I've a mind to investigate the reason for the delay, and I could use an extra pair of legs on the ground. I got you.
Thank you so much. Without further ado, please meet me at the market outside the city. The guide yonder will show you there.
Word. Nodders. Hello. Little children's.
Quest accepted.
I understand you are assisting Miss Garanji. If you would please follow me, I will show you to the market. Sure. Oh, is this an instanced area? Is this the same place as you had for the Halloween event?
Here it is, Genosia, the Starlight Stalls. As you can see, there are workers in the midst of preparation. Let us each speak to a number of them and learn what troubles they might be experiencing.
Okay. Binfelde. Lend an arm a hand, are you? Much obliged. This year, most of us celebrants are here helping the stall holders set things up. That's because it don't do for them to close up their actual shops. They're spreading themselves thin for our sake, so it's only fair that we give them as much support as we can. Even so, the work's taking a toll on everyone. We celebrants would do more, but we can't exactly push things along by ourselves. Fenul Worker. You're with the celebrants? Our apologies. We'll be ready soon. It's just we're not accustomed to running an open-air stall, much less when it's so cold. Bleary-eyed worker.
We're almost done with our preparation, just discussing how to bring in our wares now. But it's so cold and I'm so tired, I just want to curl up and sleep. Well, we'll be on our way. Need to keep at it if we want to finish up.
Off they go. Well, I'd say we've spoken to all the busy workers. Garanji.
You've spoken with some workers? Splendid. So, what were you able to learn? I see. Though everyone is trying their best, having to run their own shops at the same time has left them exhausted, and the cold only compounds matters. We should do something to revive them and ward off the chill, but what would be the best way?
Something sweet. How about handing out hot drinks, like hot cocoa?
Ah, a splendid idea! That's bound to lift everyone's spirits.
Excuse us.
Excuse us. Hello, Miss Garanji. Hello, Miss Adventurer. It's been a while, but you remember us, I hope. The Starlight Celebration is our favorite time of year. The Saint of Nemea brings us presents. The city is adorned with beautiful decorations, and even the grown-ups look like they're having fun. But this year, the grown-ups are really busy and aren't having any fun at all. When we noticed this, the two of us talked for a bit, and we decided. We'd like to become little helpers and help them. My, what kind souls you are. 'Tis the very spirit of the Starlight Celebration, and we would be most grateful for your aid. Ginacia, if you are willing, could you tend to the task of reviving the weary workers with our two little helpers?
Sure. Yeah.
Splendid. Please source something suitably revitalizing here in Gridania and see it distributed. We celebrants will naturally bear the cost. In the meantime, I shall return to the amphitheater and apprise my fellow celebrants of the situation. If you have any problems, do not hesitate to let me know. Woo!
We got this.
Hooray! We get to help Miss Garanji! Sarlene and I will do our best.
Yeah, and I'll get Starlight Stalls Barding and Starlight Kinderpunsch. Steaming hot spiced beverage served in a decorative mug. Perfect pick-me-up for the cold and weary. Cannot be retrieved once used. Can be used up to 10 times, though. Piety bonus, vitality bonus, gear durability bonus, experience bonus, duration 30 minutes.
If truth be told, we were eavesdropping when Miss Garanji first asked you for help. We really want to become helpers, you see. So we already knew that the grown-ups were cold and tired, and we know just the thing for it. That's right, a hot and sweet drink, like you suggested. It warms me up from my tummy to my fingertips. That's how I get through winters in Gridania, even though I'm from Ul'dah. So come on, let's head to the Carline Canopy and ask Mion about a drink. Hey, wait!
Uh-huh. Man, my X button is still getting stuck sometimes. I don't know what has gotten into it. And I don't know that I can even crack this thing open, because it's PlayStation 5 controller, and I'd hate to damage it. Just sucks that the X button keeps getting stuck sometimes. Anyways, I was just thinking, maybe I should switch to Black Mage For a bit. Oh, has it expanded anymore? No, this is normal. What are you talking about? Leave me alone. What did you... There we go. I must have accidentally pushed R1. Because if this quest gives XP, then it'd be best to get it on a class that actually needs it. Jenny.
Ah, there you are, miss. Saline went on in even though our parents said children shouldn't go to the Caroline Canopy alone. Caroline Canopy alone. I decided to wait for you so I don't get in trouble.
You're a good kid. I mean, this is kind of a bar.
Young Saline has explained everything. You wish to serve drinks to the folks setting up at the Starlight Stalls, yes? The Canopy will have a stall too, but we've managed to finish our own preparations, so we'd be more than happy to assist. Wait a moment.
Look at that.
I've prepared a cask of mulled punch, full of fruit and laced with spices. It'll fix the cold and weary right up. To mark the season, the Canopy was actually planning to offer a selection of hot beverages in these special mugs. We'd appreciate it if you could use them to distribute the punch. It'd be excellent promotion for our establishment. We will! Thank you, Mion! Mion? The cask is too heavy for little ones, but it shouldn't be a problem for a strapping adventurer such as yourself, yes?
Ho, ho, ho! To you who toiled to make this Starlight celebration wonderful, I would present a gift.
Hi!
I chanced to be passing by when I heard your conversation. I bid you follow me, my hard-working little helpers.
Mr. Saucer himself. Look at that barding. It's adorable.
A Starlight Chocobo, and it's got a basket and a cask!
'Tis an excellent idea indeed to provide mulled punch to the cold and weary workers at the Starlight Stalls. To help you with your task, I took the liberty of borrowing a chocobo from the stables, and attired the fellow in a manner befitting the occasion. So go forth, little helpers, and together restore warmth and cheer to those in need.
Yes, sir!
My, what a spirited pair you are. If you would come with me, I shall see that you look the part as well.
I'll load the chocobo up and have someone take it to the market. Feel free to go on ahead.
Nodders. Alright, so I guess we will head on ahead. Starlight Stalls, which means we gotta go back to the amphitheater. Also, look at that glow. I do like that. Whoa. Makes a sound effect too. Now, real quick, because it's just... I'm noticing some things. Okay, not sure. set it to high. So that helps. Because I'm noticing that my OBS is looking framey with the little audio mixer bar. Just a little concerned is all.
The preparations continue at the Starlight Stalls. Will you be heading there?
Yes. Why is my X button so sticky? It feels weird.
The saint is amazing! Before we knew what was happening, he had already measured us and crafted our garments. A person from the Caroline Canopy also brought the chocobo, so everything is set. Right, let's split up and hand out the punch while it's still hot. We've already filled some mugs to take around, so we'll leave the chocobo to you. We'll meet up again when we've finished.
Yeah.
Quick, quick!
Eager to begin, lead it around the Starlight Stalls and distribute mulled punch to the workers. He's now accompanying you. Keep at your side. Yep. So I'm not allowed to ride it. I just have to have it follow me.
I thought Am went back to town. Is everything all right?
Oh yeah.
Quick, quick!
Mulled punch.
What do you know? Mulled punch. We appreciate ye looking out for us celebrants too.
Finial worker.
What's that? The celebrants are handing out hot drinks?
Yeah. Nodders.
Ah, it's so blessedly warm. My fingers had frozen up, but I'm already starting to feel them again. Thank you.
You're welcome. Botanist skilled worker.
I thought I saw a pair of children handing out something. You're with them, are you?
Yeah. Or they're with me. However you want to see it.
Oh, mulled punch! This is just what we needed to see us through our preparation. We'll enjoy it together. Thank you.
You are welcome. I will light the way with my green staff. Aha. I too have a green orb, just not on a staff.
You're with the children, are you? The spices in the drink ought to wake us up. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you are, miss. Thank you for your help. You too, big fella. We saw you working hard taking the cask around. It must be much lighter now. Just finished handing out the punch ourselves. Everyone was really happy. They all say they're just about done setting up, which means the Starlight Stalls can finally open. Miss Garanji will be pleased to see how well things are coming along. Could you to go to the amphitheater and fetch her?
Could you to go to?
Uh-huh.
I sure can to go to. It is nice to be back in the world of Final Fantasy XIV again. Garanji.
It's you, Gymnasia. I've assigned celebrants to assist the stall holders in transporting wares. That should help to ease their burdens. Now then, how are you and the children faring in your efforts?
Pretty well.
The malt punch works wonders, and everyone is just about finished setting up. Marvelous. I shall head to the venue at once.
Beautiful. Look at that lovely tree, all decorated. I do wonder if it's just an issue with my monitors, because I've got a 4K 144 hertz monitor as my main monitor. My side monitor is still like a 1080p. I don't even know the hertz. And so it's probably just a mismatch of that. But if I click on like OBS, it stops being framing. But then this will sometimes glitch a bit. So it's just, I think it's just a visual thing, not an actual performance issue.
Oh, what a relief that the market has opened as planned. And by all accounts, it's in no small part thanks to the mulled punch you served. I'm truly grateful to all of you. I think the fellow is saying you're welcome.
Excuse me?
For your hard work, my feathered friend, you can expect a special delivery of Gisal greens to the stables. Helping out was lots of fun. I hope we can do it again. Absolutely. But for now, you may leave the rest to us celebrants. We'll make certain that everything runs smoothly. So run along and enjoy the festival that you helped to make possible. We will. But first things first. You've been working very hard too, Miss Garanji. You deserve a break yourself. That's right. So, let's all have some mulled punch together while it's still nice and warm.
There it is, 4 cups.
Oh my.
What the?
I'd be delighted.
I did not push X that time. Weird.
Allow me to thank you again, Gymnasia. It's because of your kind assistance that we're now able to hold the market. What? Sticky button. And when I removed its barding, a note came tumbling out. It read, "To our not-so-little helper Gymnasia, who helped little ones do big things, I present this gift of my own crafting." Seems clear the saint intended this for you to have the barding, so do take it with you. You've more than earned it. Now then, you are doubtless keen to explore the stalls, so I won't keep you any longer. While the celebrations continue, the guide will show you here whenever you like, so please enjoy yourself to the fullest.
The vendors at the Starlight stalls are now open for business. Cool. Punch in every stall. Now, real quick, I think I'm gonna have to switch to my other controller, which means I'm going to need to shut off this one. And then see if I can get this one connected. Don't know if, oh, hold on. Not you, buddy. What was the trick to that again? I can't remember how to connect it. Not you. I don't even know what it's doing. Hang on. Are you plugged into the phone? I should try and find out. You're trying to do things, yeah. Why are you in, like... Look. I'm trying to tell you... Shut yourself off. Turn off. Turn off. I want you to shut down so that I can connect this controller to something else. Hold up. Unplug power so it doesn't try to do things. Why is it not popping up? It's been a while. I can't recall exactly how I'm supposed to go about it. That's it. There we go. There we go. Cool. Now that that's connected, over here we should be able to, yeah. Cool. At least now You know, this one doesn't have a sticky X button. But I did enjoy having, you know, one, because I've got the two. This one's white, but I did enjoy having one that was just connected to the PlayStation 5 and one that was connected to my PC, and I didn't have to fiddle with anything. Now I'm gonna have to fiddle with things. Anyways, what do you have? You have inks or dyes and things. Starlight supplier. Winter's warm bows or Kestrel. Well, I guess I'll take that. Wall mount thing, tabletop stuff, seasonal miscellanea. Who's that? Do I use this? Or what do I equip it to my... Wait. No, that's saddlebag. Yeah, companion? Oh, appearance? Red warrants and cheers. Unobtained, unregistered. Oh, there we go. I don't know why it wasn't doing that before. There we go. So now I can switch to Starlight stuff. Why is it not showing on the chip? Oh well. I bet if I... Oh, I can't summon Chocobos here, I guess. Anyways. There's one more vendor over here. Oh, it's a flower vendor. So flowers and things. Okay. Well, we should probably... Not that. Probably switch back to Viper here. It's time for a royal invitation into the Yola. To the Yola. There's another quest here. What even is this? Messengers looking for a well-traveled adventurer, otherworldly encounter. We'll get to that later. Another... Dude, what? Intrepid New Enterprise. Ba. The cabins here. Bol Uruk.
Ah, it is a pleasure as always, Janasia. Have you been able to relax lately?
The power cable, power pack for my monitor, my main monitor, should not be dangling.
Pleasure as always, Janasia. Have you been able to relax lately?
Yeah, I relaxed so good by going into a coma for a month or two.
Wonderful. As busy as you have been, with the right to succession among other things, you deserve an opportunity to experience Turiolal at a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at Shibalyov Thai is one such way to do so. They're made the traditional way and laden with fillings, and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner Brukevu will look after you.
Is there a reason why you're telling me to go get some tacos? Wandering minstrel. Good. Look at this. I love the new graphics updates.
Well, if it isn't Janasia, alone today, are ya? I see. If you have a hankering for tacos, then they're on the house. Consider it a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find the table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready.
Yeah, those treasures. All the one that I've tracked down. Yeah, I'll take an empty seat. Sure.
Tacos.
You still love tacos, I hope. You ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that?
No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right. Sorry, it's still strange for me too. The other day you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasilani. And now you're a grown man with a face full of hair. Even so, I knew you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still family, and you can always rely on me. Relying. That feels like the only thing I'm doing right now. On you and everyone else. Can't even start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless. A culinarian who can't even light the stove, the way the others in the kitchen stared at me. God, I'd never felt so embarrassed. I'm sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... I say you send for them. If they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. That's wonderful. Hi.
I didn't mean to overhear, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Turiolal.
Val Wuklamat?
To aid folk like yourself, we've established a support group at the Wing of Reflection. There, you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. It isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful that they can make things easier.
That's exactly what I need. I'll definitely seek this group out, and I'll bring my family with me. Thank you.
Oh, look who it is! I was just about to go and find you, June. You don't mind the company, I hope. I could use a bite to eat myself.
Come on over, I just need to eat these tacos off screen. This transition is perfect time for me to do that.
How would I know? God, the tacos here never disappoint. So, what have you been up to lately?
Been exploring around with my trusty alpaca. been catching up on sleep. I mean, I've been working to recover some stolen artifacts. I've been making a name for myself at the Arcadian. I was doing that. You've been catching up on some sleep lately for a month. Given everything we've been through, I don't blame you. But once you've had your fill, I'm sure you'll be itching to get back into the thick of things. As for myself, I'm being kept busy with duties at the palace. But whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to the people. That way, I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kona to figure out solutions. I was on one such walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you as Dawn servants. Do you have time to come to the palace? Yeah. Great, I'll go on ahead. Please come and join us once you've finished here. I love the music here. So good. Of course, I may be a little biased in that I love trumpets. So also just look at this place. Looks gorgeous. Now, that does look a little odd. My shadow leaping up off the ground. What? Shadow disappeared. Why is my shadow disconnected from my body? Completely, like... You know shadows are supposed to, like, connect all the way, right? Oh, whoa. Now it's kind of connected. Yeah, now it's connected. Kind of. Although if I get really close, it kind of looks like it's not. Yeah, right there, it looks like it's connected. But on those stairs, at the top of those stairs there, it's just disconnected from me. My shadow leapt away to be free. Oh. It seems Kona's gone somewhere. Sorry.
Mistress Genasia, it is always an honor. Val Kona has stepped away to attend to a pressing matter, but he should join you within before long.
Okay, then we'll head on in, I guess. Wait for him to show up. Oh, hello. Grahatia. And Alphino and Alice and... Oh. Here we come. Sup, everyone? I'm back from my coma.
Oh, you're all here too? Val Kona summoned us, though if truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. He asked us to share our knowledge of Hunnish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We were, of course, happy to oblige him. Kryl and I were likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on his investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what he started.
Smile.
Lest you wonder, Thancred and Urianger have left to resume their tour of Tyrol. Ishtola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She was here just a few days ago to get Kona's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key in your keeping at some point. You mean my key? If the look she had in her eyes was any indication, I suggest you brace yourself for when she comes calling. You're like to be stuck with her for a while. As for Estinian, we know neither where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. Estinian's a good guy. He's always just wandering around. Shows up in random places. Right when you need him. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So, what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for whatever it is you need. The matter for which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sphene. King Gulul Jah and his administration have invited us to attend. While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of Yasselani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. I wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted in the Alexandria of old. It was they who put forth the proposal that the Queen be thus honored. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. The people of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. I suspect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sphene was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed. A funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief, that they might overcome it. I wasn't sure at first, but I've decided to go. Not only to be there for Gulul Jah, but to put this chapter behind us. That I requested your presence was none other than to see if you wished to attend the funeral. You knew Sphene as well, after all. That would be inappropriate, seeing as I killed her. I should probably go too. In spite of the fact that I killed her. Because you consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it. But that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As vow, I'll attend the funeral as a representative of Tuliolal. Meanwhile, you can go in a personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. Not. I feel the rest of us should go too.
Excuse me.
Regardless of the reason, the fact remains that we deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sphene was, to her people and to others, so let us stand with you.
I'm not gonna say you're not allowed to come.
Then it's decided. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Gululja in the back room.
Yeah. Crossroads. We have a title for this in between times. To the back room in Solution 9. You heading to the back room? Yeah.
Gululja. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course. I'm the only one who will officially take part, though. The others will watch over the proceedings. So, how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale always teaching me new things. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about Everkeep's systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I've brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lametier, and thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here.
Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In our world, it's common to offer flowers to the departed.
It's much the same here, according to the records. Flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Considering that all the worlds used to be one, the practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say?
Others. Oh, that's neat. Used to be if you hit complete, it would just say, you gotta choose a reward first. And then you'd have to go up and choose the reward. But now it just goes, alright, now choose your reward. It's very nice for controller players like me.
The flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I would like to speak with, Gosan. He was apparently Sphene's aide, and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go.
Gotta go all the way over there. Praxis Park.
Hello, Gosan. Why, you're...
I'm Val Wuklamat of Turiolal. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sfine's funeral.
We are honored, truly. I had seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Gosan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I have been responsible for administering affairs of state.
Can we get our flowers here?
Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out at the counter yonder, alongside the regulators.
What? We need to wear regulators for the funeral?
Rest assured they are not a requirement. We're aware your people do not use them. You see, people in the Alexandria of old wore tokens of mourning upon their persons when attending funerals. As such tokens were black, it was suggested that we might wear regulators painted the same color. We've yet to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able.
I see.
Yet regulator or no, the important thing is that...
Man. Yeah. Yawns.
The important thing is that we remember Queen Sfine. Remember her for her kindness as you make an offering of your flower.
I will.
The proceedings will soon begin in this plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower.
Well, I happen to already be wearing a black hat, so surely that will be fine for funeral attire, right? My article of black clothing. Got a lovely mural for Sfine. There's a lot of people too. You could scrunch in a little closer, guys.
Although we are gathered here for the same reason, we hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tuliolal. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies?
The fact that you were all stuck
the
here?
Answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen Sfine brought us together.
Alright, she did have a hand in it, sure. She tended to be pretty upbeat and wanting everybody to get
Inspired
along.
and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us. So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts, that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
There's about to be a whole pile of flowers up here. Sir, where's your flower? Oh, there you go. Why didn't you pull it out beforehand?
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
Cloud don't exist no more.
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
Yeah. For you guys, I
I
assume.
miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense. It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid. But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
No.
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
Oh my
I
goodness.
still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
What?
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolo. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
What?
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yokui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit. As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
True. But with that at least, we're not powerless to help.
Yeah.
What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead?
Looks at
I
him.
remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad.
Yeah.
But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
There's not a lot of flowers for how many people have surely come along here. Why is it focusing on the regulator?
Hey, Guloja? Do you really know nothing at all about your mother? Shale searched the system for information on residents, but the only Mamul Jah she found listed were my father and me. Even if she died and was erased from people's memories, she should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, that you're here means she was here too, inside the dome. There can't be any other way about it.
Do you want to know your mother? We'll start with that before we say let's go look for her. For more information?
I think so. Even if it makes me feel sad, I want to know her. So I want to try looking again. And if I don't find anything this time, I'll give up. I see. Well, if that's what you want... then I'll help you. I'd like to help as well. And I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral.
We came here not only for the funeral,
But to see whether all was well in Alexandria.
we're not about to leave just yet.
Besides, in seeking to learn about your mother, we're bound to learn about your father as well. By retracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel, we may gain knowledge that can save the people of Alexandria. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Matters. Alexandria mourns. Gurahatia has an idea on how you may proceed with your investigation.
Assuming neither memories nor records of Galuljar's mother remain, we must cast as wide a net as possible. I suggest we split into groups.
Genosia, if you could make inquiries outside in the outskirts, the rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. Cool. I will go to the outskirts then. But also, I need to go get a refill. Oh, look at you, Ellie. Being all festive. Aha. Middle-aged Tanawauta.
Sorry, but I've never heard of a Mamulja woman living in these parts, much less one connected to Zoralja. You might have better luck talking to the people over at Tanawautan settlement to the north of Everkeep, in a place called Ueawata. The resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another. Or so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Kaniloka.
Taught you about Zoralja's Devoted. Taught you about Zoralja's Devoted. What? Forecast terminal. Look at that thing. Very cool. Chatty Shitona.
A Mamulja woman? Their people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage of Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tuliolal after their mission. But if any remained, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us.
Your exchange with the Chatty Shitona has taught you about a Mamulja woman, quote unquote. Fresh-faced Tanawauta. You're looking for a Mamulja woman? Oh, Galulja's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know a little about Zoralja, and then only what my father told me. He said that before the dome cut us off from the outside world, a Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoralja assembled a party of warriors, and with them confronted and felled the beast. It was interesting to hear of the king's feat in the past. exchange with the fresh-faced Tantuata has taught you about a battle with a Tural Vidral. I mean, that's definitely not a thing that happened. He did not form a party of anything. He always works alone. Because he wanted to prove himself and whatnot. Neon Stein.
Galuja has told me all. We've previously tried to track down records of his mother, but came up empty-handed. With everyone's help, hopefully we can get somewhere this time.
Yeah, I got all this info.
Ah, so you spoke with quite a few different people as well. Let's combine all our findings and see what conclusions we might draw. So Zeraldra brought a retinue of Landsguard to Yaslani, among whom was a female Mamulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral, and I believe it's safe to say that that was the crisis in Ueawata he resolved. If some of his troops stuck around for a time, perhaps to assist with the villagers with recovery efforts, then they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome.
There ain't no way he came over here to deal with a Tural Vidral right before the dome struck. Because the dome struck, or the dome striking, was like a part of his whole thing. He incited that. And, like, not to mention that all happened, like, right after the vows were declared. So there was no Tural Vidral happening at that point, and in fact, anyone who was anyone was in to the Yolau at the time. I don't know. Come on. Okay, here we go. Chocolate. Dark chocolate.
We also heard stories about the settlement in Ueawata. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zeraldra made regular visits.
If he required secrecy, a location home to his most loyal followers would be ideal. And if this Mamulja woman had remained there, they would have had occasion to come in contact.
I see. But what could Zeraldra have been doing in that village? I think we can answer that question. In order to retrace Zeraldra's steps, Raha and I spoke with a researcher who worked at Orogenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of his colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside Everkeep, per the King's direct order. This is the first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction.
It was apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that was all we could learn.
It's plenty to go on. Even if the work there was classified, any materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records... There it is. The routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Ueawata, for far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's likely the facility has been decommissioned. You think that's where my mother was? We can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. This is amazing! Even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out.
Each piece of the puzzle may reveal little on its own, but when we put several together, a picture begins to form. And even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked before.
Also, it's entirely possible that it's not that people don't remember her, it's that people never knew about her because that information was kept secret.
A lesson I learned in another life.
So we'll be investigating the secret facility in Ueawata then. And this time, I want you to come along, Gululja. Ueawata is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you'll need to take a hover cargo from the Drift Downs. Alright, thank you, Shale.
Let's get out there to the Drift Downs. To the Drift Downs. Drifting down, down, down to the river. Oh yeah, I can fly. Gotta remember that. Love that I can fly here. Gululja. We're here.
So, the hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I don't expect it'll be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. You follow when it's safe to do so, alright? Alright, I'll be careful, everyone.
Field station. Oh, it's a duty, huh? All right then. Let's go, everyone. Yeah. That should be good.
Light party.
Oh yeah.
Put your faith in the light.
Got some wild stuff going on around here. Galuja, we told you to follow far behind. Not be at the front of our party. Just stay back there.
My father must have come here for a reason.
Yeah, and it might not be a good reason. Pretty likely that it's not a good reason. Considering your father. Fine. Where are you sending that?
Kaioken!
Obliterating this bat in particular.
Take that! Try this!
Still a lot of lightning aspected energy around here. Or aspected ether, I guess. You should say. Oop.
Kaioken!
Just like that, he's down.
Try this!
You're mine.
First axe speak. You don't have much of an axe speak, to be honest. But what do I know? Also, not much of a woolly back on these guys. I would not look at this and go, we should call that a woolback. You know? Their horns seem to be a much more prominent feature of their bodies. And lightning strike just happened to obliterate that tree. Lindblum Zagnal. Someone else do it. I feel like I don't want to be anywhere near that. Yep. Cool. This sure is wild. Kaioken. Oh. Okay. Mr. Sparkling Fisher. There. The hell you got? Kaioken. Oh, he's about to caber toss. Look at that spin move that Wookiee just did.
This should do it!
Kaioken.
We're not even halfway through the dungeon yet. This guy's a tough one. Stop turning. I'm trying to get to your back. There we go. Materia. Eh.
So the facility is still here? What kind of research did they do here?
Probably nothing good. Also, Alphino, you are a credit to your title, Vow of Resolve.
While His Majesty Zeralja is not the first to conceive of transferring a beast's soul into a person's body, Safety and ethical concerns have ensured no earnest attempts have been made to date. Yet our king believes that there is no greater evil than to hinder the potential of man, and so he has ordered us to make this conception a reality. He would bolster our military might and break through into the outside world. If our research will further this ambition, then perhaps it is worth pursuing.
No, it is not worth pursuing, in fact. It's a pretty terrible idea. Rotten hounds. Man, anytime I hear the word rotten, all I can think of is Egon.
I will riddle with holes your rotten hide. With a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being.
My one complaint about these duties where you get a party of NPCs, you know, like Wilkumat, Elfno, Kryl, is that all the enemies seem to be like really spongy. It's either that or my NPC party is just really not dishing out very much damage. I don't know.
Our bodies are fragile vessels. Although the infusion of another person's soul confers strength and vitality, the soul of a beast yields mixed results. Even when stripped of memories, a feral soul can induce psychological instability in the subject. I suspect this is because primal instincts remain. And while a certain amount of bestial ferocity is expected, and I dare say welcomed, too many such souls can lead to physical mutations. For now, our objective shall be to determine the threshold beyond which a body is at risk of uncontrolled mutation.
Uh-huh. Excuse me? Excuse me, we got some two people we should probably release. What's going on over here? Hi.
I will riddle with holes your rotten researchers.
They're moving.
Experimenting on their own?
Yep.
Kaioken!
Take that!
Got a treasure. Ring of Fending. Oh, how wonderful. An item that I cannot use. Every time.
Kaioken.
Get back here. Where are you going? Yeah. Here they come. Crawlers.
Kaioken!
Come on. Stop that.
If the source of our failures thus far has been the inability of our bodies to contain feral souls, what if we were to reverse the process? By purging a beast of its own memories and infusing it with a man's soul, one still possessed of its own memories, we stand to gain absolute control over a vessel of great power. My subordinate who first proposed this brilliant hypothesis shall have the honor of being the first to transcend our meager limits. I must prepare his soul for extraction at once. Hey, great suggestion. You're the first one up. What? Come along!
I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah. Overseer Kaniloka. Dark Souls? Hang on. Hold up. Wrong game.
Back off!
That's copyright infringement. You can't say that. Free spirits. Whoa! 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 Woo. Phantom Flood now. Kaioken. That's a lot of hands out there. Where am I? Couldn't tell. Lost hope. What? Oh shoot. Uh-oh. Where? Oh. It's one of those. Shoot. I'm gonna die. Fine. Yep. Why weren't you healing me, Cryo? Or Alphanel? Let's try that again. And this time I think we probably needed to look away. I was just too focused on the floor and everything else going on. Copyright infringement! Directionals. Going correct.
You'll not escape this!
Dark too. Discard the flesh, extract the soul.
Okay, so he just straight up does that. And that's supposed to be like the difficult part. So I didn't miss some mechanic, I just failed to properly deal with that mechanic. Oh boy.
Kaioken!
Oh shoot. I stepped over too soon. Dark Souls again. You just don't care.
Bloodburst.
Free spirits. Oh yeah, that's gonna be the wild. Whoops. Now we go. Woo! Huh. Dress gloves of striking.
The seal? The beast? What was he talking about?
It keeps going. So should we.
Yo, what?
Is that a storm?
I can hardly believe my eyes.
Let's get a closer look.
Are you sure, Kryle? You sure we should get a closer look at that? That's wild, dude. It's just a giant glowing rock. Crap. God, well, we got rid of the giant glowing rock. So at least there's that. Now we just gotta deal with the puppy rocks. Or mole rocks. What are baby moles called? I wonder. Kaioken. Bad, so he stops AoE.
Now I'll show you.
Yeah, now she'll show you. You're gonna get it now. For sure. For real, for real.
Something's wrong. Don't rush ahead. What was that roar? Did it come from inside the storm?
Oh, I think I know what awaits us. You do? Ow. These things hurt a lot when they hit a DPS.
Now I'll show you.
Alright. Come on. Oh, come on.
Now I'll show you.
Okay, okay.
Oh, we should be getting close to the
Big boss of this dungeon. A bunny? Tral Vitral Lunipiati. Uh-huh.
Has that thing been sealed away all this time? A Tural Vidral, no doubt about it. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Here we go. Who even knows what he's capable of?
Hold still.
Raging Claw. That's a lot. That is a lot. You're pretty low. Something moves beneath us. Okay. Slower than I had initially thought. Thankfully. Excuse me, what? Whoa! Those had big area of effects. Thankfully, I avoided them. What the what? Raider card. Do I want to be in or out? I think I want to be out. That's more than a crater, my guy. Oh, great. Dude. This is a wild fight. Kaioken.
You'll not escape this!
This should do it!
Flapper.
This should do it!
I'm going. It's fine. Ow! Uh-oh. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's not fine. It's stop running towards me, Alfredo! Stop it! Why are you trying to kill me? You're a bad friend. Kaioken.
Back off!
That direction. Gotcha. Woo! Gotta admit, that whole crater thing was something new. Haven't seen that before. I mean, crater. That's a bit more than a crater. That's a bit more than just a crater. Robe of Cast. Every single piece of gear I've gotten from this duty has been something for a job that is not the one I am. It's really annoying.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
Vali Armanda.
From what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility.
Yep.
The Tural Vidral explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject. Though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
Echo time. Is Kryl also going to see this? Or are we the only one who's going to get this echo vision?
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
This would allow one to wield the power of a Tural Vidral.
In theory,
gonna
our
say,
initial
in theory.
experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Bruh.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
But I have to wonder, what happens when you shove a person's soul and memories into a beast? Do they still retain, like, are they still that person but now in the body of that beast? Can they... I suppose they wouldn't be able to talk, really, because you need the proper vocal cords to be able to do that. Though if the beast had the proper vocal cords, you might be able to communicate. But also, let's say you put somebody into the body of a Tural Vidral. Now they have all that power. That's not necessarily you gaining control of them, of that Tural Vidral. That's that person gaining control of that Tural Vidral. Gaining control. I don't know, man. And what's your end goal with it? Because that's a lot of power for one individual. Hello.
So, you've given him permission?
Teshalja, you will assist Kaniloka.
Teshalja.
As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project, or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliyollal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close. So very, very close.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours.
What?
That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's just the echo. I saw a vision. I think I know who Galulja's mother is.
Tayshelja. Could she be my mother?
Almost certainly.
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubigo women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kanaloka returned to, could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Tayshelja there.
That's where we're going next then.
Alright.
I wish I could see into the past like you, then I could see people who are gone. Because there aren't any other Mamulja women here, for a long time I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. But when I visited Tuliyollal and saw some, I was finally able to picture her in my mind. And one day, I hope I can see what she actually looked like as well.
Yeah. Quick arm, I guess. You may now enter Yoyawata Field Station with a party of NPC avatars. You mean like I literally just did? Among the abandoned.
While we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here, the traces of it that remain might afford us greater insight into what came of it. Let us take a look around for information, as well as a way to the upper level.
Nodders. Kaniloka Corpus. What a horrible place. Wrought iron gate, huh? I'll just poke it with my hands. A lift can be seen behind the wrought iron gate. As sturdy as it appears, the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. A security panel is nearby. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. Still a bunch of people just sitting in those pods, huh? for a key. A test subject's journal? They let the test subjects keep journals?
They're recruiting volunteers for a new experiment. I know I'm not as bright as the others, but they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred few days ago. I can write. Can write good, yes? I am good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength. Today bit off hand of feeder. Cannot help it so strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control. Eat. I must eat. Eater must eat.
You find nothing that resembles a verification key. Perhaps you should search elsewhere. Supplies for the staff are neatly arranged within the cabinet. Among the various items is a manual outlining regulations and tranquilizing gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper and find a verification key. Perhaps it can be used to open the Iron Gate. Woo! Hey, Wuklamat, I got the key. You might be able to go to the elevator back here.
You found the key? Great. I'll call the others. It seems the key can be used to operate the lift as well. Up we go. Up we go. So this is the observatory. I didn't expect it to be similar, but this is a far cry from the temple that held Valigarmanda.
All the machinery appears to still be in operation. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies.
The warnings indicate various anomalies, related to the seal's failure, most likely. For a blessing, we managed to fell the beast before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can find some clues about Galulja's mother. I think I can use this terminal. Shale taught me how. There's so much data. I don't know what we should look at.
Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name Tishalja.
It brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Tishalja, Administrator of Experimental Treatments, Research Logs. This sounds good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all.
Then let us take it with us to the back room and have Shale analyze it.
Agreed. Alright, I'll transfer it to this storage device I brought. There, it's finished. Thank you so much for bringing me all the way here, everyone. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. It was a fruitful adventure for the both of us. Smile. Smile.
Karaha.
And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. But first things first, let us deliver the data to Shale.
To the back rooms in Solution 9. Solution 9.
Among the abandoned. You heading to the back room?
Yeah. Welcome back. Galulja has already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all of which is encrypted, so I'll need time to process everything.
In that case, Alice and I might take ourselves around the city and check on the people.
Aye. Their mood has us a bit worried. I don't know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. Understood. I'll let you know as soon as I've finished my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon.
Hey, Geode.
Alice isn't wrong. The mood out there is still grim.
Some of the Turali remember a time before they were dependent on the Sol system, but even they're unsettled by and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. With good reason, too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who've grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who've been leaving for Tural, ones with no elders to care for.
Word of that problem has reached us in Tudiolal. My brother is doing all he can to see the Shaktaral Railroad restored to operation, so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard, so some traveling by foot will still be necessary.
Even so, the railroad would make things a sight easier. How long before it's back in service?
I couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Kona seemed reluctant to make promises. But while Shale's working on the data, we could go and see the state of it for ourselves. To Shalani Station, then. I'll make sure to keep Kona informed.
Shishinewezi. Shishinewezi. Emote mark focus track. Interesting. So wait, if I... Huh, but not for that. But for this. Yeah, it'll just pop up this. Let's do over here. Oh. Ushuashai! Sure. Walika.
Vow of Resolve and Genasi Vasan to boot. What can I do for you?
We're hoping for some good news about the railroad. There's an increasing number of people looking to return to Tural that can't make the journey on foot.
I see. As it happens, the Vow of Reason is also on his way here to take stock of the situation. Oh. Huh. Scratch the on his way.
You got a new fit!
Look at you. Looking good, Aaronville.
Did our little Bud finally outgrow his old clothes?
Looking good, Aaronville. As the guild ship has officially approved my transition from cleaner to independent contractor, I was in need of more befitting attire.
You hear about the railroad too?
It was in part for my sake that the original Dawnblazer was sacrificed, so I felt it only right that I assist with its replacement. Speaking of which, I assume Lamachi has explained the growing urgency of the need. What have you to report?
The new locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling her into the station, in a manner of speaking. You see, when we used the Dawnblazer to get into the dome, urgency outweighed all other considerations. But now we're back to our original problem: how to run the railroad without upsetting the inhabitants of Mewahetson.
That is the Ronik. Though the Hetzaro that follow them are none too pleased about their Hetso being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised is to quieten the railroad should address that complaint. But a silent train presents a different danger. The Ronik will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks.
And I suppose we can't just blow the whistle at them, or they'll panic and be put off their grazing again. Weren't the rail routes plotted to avoid the Ronik's preferred grazing areas, though? It's odd that they're getting so close in the first place.
The Ronik's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I am not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of Mewahetson for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would hear what the Hetzaro have to say about it. They are the ones most affected, after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Huato. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetzaro encampment, if you like. Sure. Whee! I'll just transport myself right there, right now. Huato.
Vow of Resolve, Vow of Reason, I bid you welcome to our camp. But what brings you all the way to Mewahetson?
I thank you for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of the Shaktaral Railroad. You see, we want to run it to the dome to get people back to get the people that want to return to Turialal back to Turialal. But we don't want to spook all the Ronik in the plains surrounding.
You too have noted the Ronik's unexpected change in behavior, then. My son, Shepeto, has been looking into this matter. Shepeto?
Normally, we'd expect the Ronik to keep to their favored grounds nearby for a while yet. And despite a thorough search,
we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Pyarionan and Yotanane. Yet they refuse to keep to where they usually would, instead pushing westward toward your railroad.
I certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow.
As any true Hetzaro would, I suppose. As you may have surmised, I am of Hetzaro descent. My parents traveled with the Ronik as well, though I myself have no memory of the experience. I was left behind as a babe, you see, during such a migration. One of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I am forced to assume. Huh. A chance encounter with a kind Pelu merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade that I might fend for myself. I became a stall keeper in Tulialal's markets. That is where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I had already been in the palace some time when Lamachi came to join us. Like me, she had been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude and wanted to spare her that suffering. As this tiny child's new brother, I swore I would always be there for her.
Truly? I have never heard of the Ronik choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor of any Hetzaro willingly leaving their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance.
I cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps that I might better make excuses for their actions never much appealed to me.
Even if it might help you better understand the Ronik's current behavior?
As is so often the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetzaro way may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than blind fervor for innovation, it would nevertheless see me repeat past mistakes. And to refuse to learn one of our country's treasured traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Please, teach me of the Ronik and what they mean to you. I promise to listen with an open mind.
He would be delighted in the meantime. Or we would be delighted. In the meantime, your companions are welcome to look around.
Will you learn of Hetzaro culture with me? I should like to approach this with the fervent curiosity that you and my sister share. But it would be useful to know whether I am doing it correctly.
Then it's settled. You'll learn more of the Ronik, and we'll have a look around the plains. And perhaps, in the process, we'll find the answers we seek.
Hello, Shipetto.
The quickest way to learn about our way of life is to do what we do. I hope you're not above manual labor.
Oh boy, if you only knew how much manual labor I do.
I am not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit, but I shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask. Take these tools.
Look at my Pororogo.
Now, introduce yourself to anyone who looks busy and ask if you can help. They'll be happy to teach you what to do in exchange for another pair of hands to do it. Let us meet back here later to share what we've learned.
Alrighty then. That's a giant flute, by the way. My goodness. Almost as big as his arm. Certainly as big as my tiny little arms.
You're learning about the Hetsaro way of life, are you? I may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talking your ear off, let me test your powers of deduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrived at them myself. Ahem! Our Hetsaro provide us with something that we use in medicines, poultices, and soap, to drive away pests and to sustain our fires. What is it?
Bones? Hooves? Are hooves bones? Tongue again? Meat and organ? Meat? I mean, I would say fat, but...
Well, that's not quite. Meat and organs both can be made into delicious fare, and our neighbors are oft glad to trade for them. They do have certain medicinal uses as well, but they aren't fit for all the purposes mentioned in my question.
Well, yeah. I would say fat, but... fit for medicines, poultices, and soap. To drive away pests and other evils, to sustain fires, and to flavor food. Have another guess. Is it really bones? Hooves? Like, seriously, all that sounds like fat to me.
Both horns and hooves have cores of bone, and we use all of these materials, albeit primarily in tent poles, instruments, and the like. It's not quite the answer I was looking for.
Is it seriously dung? Ain't no way.
Sounds like there's a story there, but that is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for Ronique chips over time, each a boon to our way of life. Where there is a need, our Hetso always provide. Yeah, that... No, you're seasoning your food with it? No. Nope.
I'm leaving. You're weird. So,
this won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew.
I happen to have a mending kit.
Ah, these are precisely what I needed. I should be able to patch up the covering now. Given how often we pack up and reassemble our tents, they're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronique hide they're made of is durable enough that we generally needn't worry.
Uh-huh.
I'm afraid I've finished with my tasks for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about our way of life, why don't I tell you a bit about our migration customs? If you're here, you likely already know that the Ronique are our Hetso, our guides, that we travel with through the turning of the seasons. We trust them to lead us to fertile lands with all we need to survive.
But why are you so pretty?
But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits into two, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetsaro must also part with half our number. You may think it a strange and stressful custom, but over the years it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. This, too, is the wisdom of the Hetso.
Ruffled Ronique. As you stroke the Ronique's coat, you note that many portions are shaggy and tangled.
This one's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You'll need the right tool for the job, mind you. A comb of the type you're used to would just get lost in the tangle, like as not.
Fur brush. I happen to have one.
Ah, Geppetto sent a Runic brush with you, did he? How like him. Now, just run it through one little patch at a time, gently.
You dutifully brush the Runic until your arms grow weary from the prolonged battle with its coat. It appears much tidier now, though the same cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own.
Well done. With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, and less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries, should the need arise.
Indeed. Mehewitzon.
I did it, Geppetto.
Geppetto? You smell of the grass and the wind. Which is a good thing, I promise. You could nearly be mistaken for one of us, or at least an adventurous Tanawata. I have to wonder how Valcona is getting on. I presumed he would be reluctant to get his hands dirty, but it seems his wish to understand us was sincere. Ah, there he is now. Apologies for my tardiness. I was tasked with grazing the Runic and ended up rather far afield. I found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. To force us back to the trail seemed inappropriate. But how was your own work? Have you anything to share? Our life revolves around the Runic, but in turn the people receive all they need. The Runic are treated as treasured members of this community, as important as family. Their life revolves around the Runic. Yes, I feel the truth of this myself. While I was hesitant to leave my fate to the whims of the Hetso, rather than tread man-made paths, I arrived where I was meant to be all the same. Mine is not the only way, though at times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Runic, as they did to me, and so I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. I have no way to know, of course, and regardless, this has no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tural, after all. Nevertheless, I thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today. And I will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hetso are concerned. I'm glad to hear that, Valcona. You're welcome among our herd any time.
I will take the monies. Wait. Oh no, that's a different quest. Obviously, I need to speak with Kona next. But I think that will have to be it for today. I have to call it a little short. I did start a little late, and I am very tired. Did not get great sleep last night, and I do have work tomorrow morning. But I will be returning for another stream on Wednesday at some time, to later be determined. But being as it is Christmas Day, I will have the whole day off. I just don't know how much time will be spent on other things. Because I will be celebrating like a Christmas dinner with my family on Christmas Eve night this year. So that means there's no like big fancy get together on Christmas Day, as far as I know. So still, we shall see what time that stream will be. It should still happen though. And that will be for more old school RuneScape Leagues, 5 Raging Echoes. I want to kill Zuck. I want to beat Zuck, get that final mastery point so I can never miss with ranged. It'll be awesome. We'll also get that like 60% punch through prayers. Protection prayers, which will be awesome for dealing with the kings. And also for dealing with, I mean, really for dealing with all of the Echo bosses we have access to. Although I don't really need to kill Kalphite Queen anymore. But anyways, get to that on Wednesday. And possibly more leagues on Saturday. Either that or more Final Fantasy 14. One or the other. Obviously, there will be more Final Fantasy 14 streams in the near future. We gotta get through this 7.1 content. And I'm sure there's other stuff we can do here. Look at the size of that flute, dude. It really is as big as my entire arm. In fact, even longer than that. Wild. But yeah. I love Final Fantasy 14. It's a great game. It's a great world to run around in. And again, my one big complaint is just that it seems like whenever you're doing the main story and you're going on a duty with your NPC buddies, the Scions and whatnot, the duty just seems a bit like a slog. Like, it feels like it needs a little bit better balancing. Because the groups of just normal enemies that you have to fight along the way from between bosses, they just feel like very spongy. Very, very spongy. It just feels like you're slogging away at them for such a long time before they finally die, and then you can move on to the next group, and then the next group, and then to the boss. You know? As I recall, it is a little better with actual other players, especially since other players actually use AoEs, and your NPC buddies do not use AoEs, like, ever, which is another annoying bit about that, but yeah, all in all, I love the game. And look at this fit. Look at this. I mean, obviously, I love this game. Look at how much I have done. Look at how much I have played. Almost base 60s. I just need to get Black Mage and Bard to level 60. And then I can get rid of all gear that is less than level 60. And then I can start working towards base 70s, but also I need to get Dark Knight to 100. And probably Sage to 100, though I do really like playing White Mage. That one is fun. Scholar's pretty good too, but I think of the two, I prefer Summoner over Scholar, but it is two halves of the same whole, which is nice. Yeah, I also need to work on Ninja, and Dragoon, and Monk, because I like those three classes as well. A lot of stuff to do. Though that's just grinding kind of off stream. Another thing I would like to do is to progress the... What's he called? What's it called? Do I have it in my... Where is it? Is it log? No. Where is it? Is it over here? Yeah, journal. There. Hildebrand! Hildebrand! The Hildebrand quest line of ridiculousness. Obviously, I had played up to this point off stream in the Hildebrand quest line, and boy is it a wild ride that I would prefer to continue on stream. So I think once we finish with 7.1, and unless they come out with 7.2 between now and then, we'll start up or continue this Hildebrand quest line of ridiculousness. And then also 7.2 whenever that comes out, unless it's already out. I don't know, I haven't been keeping up. All I know is 7.1 is out, and that's what we're working on right now. But yeah, fun times. And regardless, until next time, be kind to yourself, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next mission. Bye-bye.